Showing up is half the battle. Unless to show up, every single obstacle, every single roadblock was put in your path. Then showing up might become the entire battle. Welcome to another episode of Candid Conversations, hosted by yours truly, Tech Coach Ralph, where we're engineer twin. In today's episode, we are going to talk about showing up, getting things done, and moving forward with your life. Honestly, that a lot of people, they'll quit for whatever reason. People have excuses, whatever the case may be. And based on our conversation last week, I was like every single day I was debating between quitting on something I had set in mind to do because so many different obstacles came up in the way, so many changes. But I don't know what it was, whether it was the ego, the pride, the commitment, whatever. I honestly don't know. But I went through and I did what I had to do. And honestly, I got the exact results I was expecting. 100% the results I was expecting to the T. And I was okay with it. I couldn't give two flying, you know what. And now what I felt after it all was a sense of freedom. A freedom from the commitment that I made before everything changed. And now I'm good. And now I can move on and I can figure things out going from there, make necessary adjustments. And what I want to talk to you about today is how to like when you're making decisions on what you're going to do. I honestly don't know what's the right call. If everything changes in front of you, do you change routes or do you push through? Because what I learned in this particular, like, I'll tell you this, what I learned was when things change on you unexpectedly, and when I say things change, everything changes. Showing up is the battle at that point. You're fighting against every single bone in your body saying that this is not what we should be doing. This is not what I want to do. Why are you here? Why are you pushing forward with this? The odds are totally against you. And guess what? The odds against were totally against me. But I went through with it just because like, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but it is what it is. So the good thing is when you actually go and follow through to get the results that you knew that you're going to get because lack of anything you can think of, lack of preparation, lack of whatever. It's like this, right? It's like this. Let's put it into tech terms. Let's say you want to get your certification, right? For let's go with some cybersecurity certification, and everything along the way for you studying, so many things come in your way. And you're like, well, I already signed up for the test. Let me go ahead and take it anyways. And you totally fail terribly. Like you do such a bad job. That reminds me. That reminds me of when I was in high school / college dual enrollment program. Uh, and this was totally on me. It's totally my fault. But I was taking college algebra and I'm like, oh, this is easy. I'm in pre-calculus in high school and I don't need to study for this. And on my first test, I got a 48 college algebra. I'm like, what in the world? And from that point on, I studied like crazy. I did every single problem, the even ones and the odd ones, and then every single test after that, pretty much between 90 and 100, right? Like passed that class with an A, and from that point on, all of my math classes were pretty easy. I followed the same principle over and over and over. And the reason I tell that story is if we are not adequately prepared for the actual battle, then just getting there is a major hurdle in itself. And that's that's not easy to deal with. The the mental effort just to get to the starting line makes you unable to focus on anything else, to do anything else. And then once you're done, you are exhausted. Whether you've been studying for like, and regardless of the results, pass or fail, win or lose, when you put that much energy physically, mentally, emotionally into doing something, even if it's just to get to the starting line, to show up, once you're done, you are drained. It's hard enough like making this video today because so many thoughts running through your mind, so many emotions, so many different things that whether it was in your control or not in your control, who knows? Honestly, I believe that everything is in your control. I believe that you are responsible for your results, and like, and the decisions that you make to get those results. It's totally on you. It's it's such a like life itself is so complex in how you maneuver, how you navigate, and I I am not in the mindset of quitting at any point, even if even when it might actually be the right thing for you to do. It might actually be the right thing to do for you to quit sometimes, to pull out sometimes. But I don't know. I can't formulate the thought of like me saying, okay, I'm gonna do something, and then I say, now I'm not gonna do it, even when it's probably the right thing to do. I don't know, maybe something that I need to work on. I don't know. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on that because I can't figure that part out yet. But the sense of completion, regardless of the result, is that sense of freedom and that sense of okay, now that we are done, we are past this stage. It's time to reassess, reevaluate, figure out what's the right thing to do, check your schedule, and move forward from there. And then at the end of the day, it is your life. You have to live with yourself. You have to know what you're going to do. And this is like sounds general, very specific, and it applies to anything. I've met people who they just like okay. I'll give you another example. Right, people trying to get into tech. I'll go use QA because that's the area that I'm familiar with. But they will put in so many different applications and not get any results, and they just trying to force it, and nothing. And it's like, okay, how about we take a step back? At what point do we take a step back, reassess the situation, and then we see, okay, what is it that I'm missing? What am I doing wrong? Am I in the best position to prosper, in the best position to win? Do I have the necessary resources? How are my results before and what's different now? That is an interesting question. How often do we actually assess our results and see, okay, is this working for me? And if it's not, what do I need to do to get back on the right track? Have you ever gone into something when you know you were totally unprepared for it? You know that everything that you did was working against you. Like and that's why in tech, especially when I'm coaching people, I say, okay, we need a game plan. We need goals, and we need to go and um a straight path to accomplish those goals. And honestly, if getting those goals, and honestly, if what you need to do to get those goals, it's not working on in your favor, then you need to adjust. You need like I I'm always agile minded. 2 week sprints, seeing what works, what doesn't work, do the retrospective, make your adjustments, and because at the end of the day, you have to be in the best position to win for yourself, for your family, for those around you. And a lot of times people will not understand why you do the things that you do, why you are the way that you are. Sometimes even you don't understand. Like even I don't understand. Like why did I just put myself through this through such hell for no reason, no good reason other than a commitment that I made to myself. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. But we are here and we're moving forward as always because we do not lose. We do not miss. We don't miss. Everything. Like I always tell you guys this, everything is a learning opportunity, a learning experience, an opportunity to grow, opportunity to get wiser, to get smarter, to get better. And maybe I was teaching myself a lesson. I honestly don't know. Honestly don't know. But onward. We move forward. We adjust. We reprioritize and see what is the right move for me to make. What is the best way for me to win? And not in like IT or in a particular sport or whatever, but in life. I always believe you have to define what winning is to you. And once you have that definition of what winning is to you, then now you can go out there and win. But you can't let people define it for you. And, people are going to say what they want to say, believe what they want to believe. But as David Goggins would say, they don't know me, son. Some like sometimes you just have to do you. I mean, I honestly feel like I'm rambling, but it's so many thoughts that are scattered around that I'm trying to put together to say that when you are on a mission, things are not always going to work in your favor. There can be so many things that's lined up against you, but the way that you navigate this world, you always have to think about the future and what position it's going to put you in. Win, lose, or draw. Always prioritize, reassess your situation, and then execute and go from there. All right. I mean, kind of random thoughts. My guy, Mr. Lot, puts it a lot better than I can because sometimes, like, when my thoughts are wandering and things like that because of just pure life situations, he always comes out with a video and, and, you know, I'm like, oh, that's what I was trying to say. But it is what it is. I'm gonna wrap this up. Hopefully, this made some sense. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Maybe it's like a warrior's mentality of even if you feel like a sheep being led to the slaughter, he's like, well, let me try to perform and see what happens and be okay with whatever the end results are. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm crazy, but let me know what you think. Leave me a comment. Love to talk to you. Like, love to interact. Let's chat about it, and we'll go from there. But I'm gonna wrap this candid conversation. I'm gonna wrap up this candid conversation. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't done so already, do me a big favor: like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know whenever we go live or drop new content. And if you are in need of one-on-one technical coaching, go over to www.techcoachralph.dev to sign up for a coaching plan. The spots are filling up, so if you don't make it, then So sorry for you. But until next time, thank you for tuning in to another Candid Conversations with yours truly, Tech Coach Ralph. And we are out.
If you enjoyed the fascinating information shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the subscribe button to Tech Coach Ralph to be notified for new videos.
Enigmatic Joker.